right, Metal Blockland. How's everybody doing out there? Thank you so much for joining in today. We're so excited, as always, hanging out with some cool dudes tonight. It's going to be a blast talking some metal, loving it. There's so much happening right now. Check out the Facebooks, the social media, Instagram, all that stuff, so you can see what Brando's got pushing out there to you. There's lots of news. It's happening all the time. We talk about it. You cannot keep up without somebody out there pushing it in front of your face. So go check out all the places that you like to hear about it. Add the Metal Block on there so you can see what Brando's got to show you. Lots of cool stuff, not just about what we got going on the show, but just about what's happening in metal, right? Because, like you said, happening all the freaking time, and it's just nice to talk about it all the time. We love it. We hope you love it. Welcome back. And tonight, Consanguinity. Super Slam, man. Super Slam. And we are super excited. As I said, you guys should be stoked as well. Can't wait to see what we have in store. Looking forward, guys, to getting to know you, hearing about the music, how it gets made, behind the scenes. This is like our MTV, right? Making of, not really. It's better than MTV, but
Real
anyways,
world.
That's right. Real world. But, so I'm going to shut up. I'm going to pass it over to Brando and he'll get us started. All yours, buddy.
All right, then. I don't believe you, but I will take it from here. Guys, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for joining us. Super excited to see you guys. You're coming to Houston for the Gulf Coast Death Fest 5. So you guys are the second guests that we're doing a little mini Gulf Coast Death Fest 5 spotlight, like kind of mini series. We're trying to highlight some of the bands that are going to be coming in town for the festival. We were fortunate enough to be asked to sponsor. So we'll be out there hanging out too. And looking forward to meeting you guys in person there and catching your set live. So thank you for joining us. And for all listeners, in case you didn't hear it in the last episode, the Gulf Coast Death Fest is going to be March 13th and 14th at the Pub 529 here in Houston, Texas. So go get your tickets. Come see.
Are you guys playing on the 13th or 14th?
The 14th.
14th.
Yeah. All right. That's Saturday. Yeah. Saturday's the big day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think Friday is like a like an evening kind of thing, and then like a normal, like kind of just a long show, and then Saturday's like an all day kind of deal. So should be pretty sweet. Looking forward to it. So
hell yeah.
We're pretty excited. Once again.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having us on. We're super stoked about it.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna let you guys talk for a little bit, and we'll start. So on my screen, I've got Caden up in my top left. So we're gonna go clockwise, or however you all want to do it. But we'll start with Caden. Caden, why don't you tell us who you are and what you do with the band?
Yeah, so I'm Caden, obviously. I do the vocals, and then I also do pretty much all of the design for the band.
He's the
All
best.
right.
He's the best at everything.
All right. Malcolm, you're next on my screen.
Hell yeah. I'm Malcolm. I'm the drummer. I provide the studio space here, and we record most of the stuff here at my house. But yeah, mainly the drummer. Started the band with Keon. It's been a blast so far, for sure.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. And then our duo down here.
Yeah.
Hold on us.
My name's Keon. I do guitars for the band. I help with mixing and mastering. And like Malcolm said, we record pretty much everything live in his basement. And me and him kind of take on record engineering, mixing, mastering, all that stuff. Malcolm and I were the two that started the band back January of, no, it was way before that. It was like September of 2024. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I do. And then I'll pass it over to Zane.
I'm Zane. I play bass. I met Keon. Yes, sir. I met Keon in like October, I think. And he sent me the demos that he and Malcolm had going on. I was like, absolutely. I'm all the way the fuck in, man. So
yeah. Yep.
All right,
So
hell
freaking
yeah.
cool, man. I love this. Like, how old are you guys?
I'm 23.
I'm 20.
I'm
22.
20.
Yes. Yes. Brandon, it just, made me feel like, whenever we were like jamming like these guys were, back in the day and seriously like kicking out some tunes, man, hoping that other people like really dig them. One thing is these dudes are totally brutal, like we tried to be super brutal and these guys are doing it. So, anyways, it's awesome, for a guy like me, cause I'm 42. So I got some of you guys beat by like 20 years. And what's super awesome about this is like for a guy like me to see people still excited about metal, and not only metal, but kind of just the death metal side of things, which has changed a lot over 20 years, but death metal is still like pretty true to at least its original roots is what I like to say. You can always hear the old school influence in it. And anyway, long story to the end, I always get excited whenever I see, just anybody younger than me that's still just like carrying the torch. And it just reminds me that this thing's going to go on for a long, long time,
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool. So you guys record everything live, so you're not tracking individually and doing one instrument at a time. You guys do it all
Well,
right there in the basement live.
by live I just mean like we're not like programming anything. Like but yeah, we do track everything out individually just for ease of, mixing and production and everything. But and also because like we're all busy, we all work. Well, he doesn't work. He's fucking lazy. No, but me and him are,
Brother,
are
I wish I
students
didn't
full
work.
time. Yeah, me and him are students full time, and now Malcolm works full time. Caden works. So
I'm a student too.
so it like it's difficult to get all of us in one place. To track everything at once. So doing individual instruments helps us out, but like to be honest, it doesn't take us very long to record stuff. Like Malcolm's a beast. He just sits down and we just get it done in like 3 or 4 takes, and it makes mixing and editing really easy because it's just a couple of crossfades on the project, and he hits really hard, and mixing just becomes super easy. Chris is a beast on guitar. He's not on the podcast today. He's sick, but
Shout out Chris.
yeah, we get everything done super fast, and it's just a really organic process that way, I feel like.
That's cool. I have issues with that record button. Like I could play my stuff like flawlessly, and then I hit a record button, and it's like I just picked up a guitar for the first time for some reason, and I don't know what string is what. It's crazy. So
Yep.
We used
Yeah.
to just like have this record button and we used to just press it during shows and Brandon would lose it and he would just totally lose it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Fair.
We wouldn't sabotage him like that, but I know what he means about that record button.
Oh, for sure. Like there have been times where I think Malcolm was like, yeah, let me just run it through real quick. And then we can record it. But like in my head, I knew, I was like, bruh, he's probably gonna just nail this take first try at the practice run, like the first time he sat down. So I'm like, dude, I'm gonna record it anyways, man. Like, fuck it. We're probably like for the split, I think we probably like 30%, 20% of the overall drum tracks were from like the first sit down take that he did. So
Nice. There's
yeah.
something about that button, and it just gets to you mentally, man. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's a fucker, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's cool. So, so you guys have been playing together now for just a little over what, like a year, so a year and a half.
Yeah,
right
I think
about a
as a
year.
full unit, we all really came together pretty much a year ago. Like our first show was in January. It was January of 2025, and that was with all of us as a unit. And we've been going since then.
I think that was the
Okay.
first time we all met, like in one place too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like gearing up for that first show, and we all got in the room together. It was like there would be practices where it was like me, Zane, and Malcolm, me, Malcolm, Chris. Caden was super busy, so he'd pop in for like one practice and then disappear forever. But yeah, we made it work.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about that first show. How did it go? Where was it? Like, tell us about it.
Shout out What's Left Records.
Yeah,
What's
What's
Left?
Left Records in Colorado Springs, Colorado. That's probably our favorite venue to play. I think it's just the guys that run that space are super professional. Sound guy's super professional. Is his name Nick Pryor, Caden? Is that his name?
I couldn't tell
His
you.
last name's Pryor. I think his first name's Nick. He makes like custom cabs. Like his company's called Pryor Cabs or something. Maybe one day I'll be able to afford one, or we can get sponsored or something. But
There you
yeah,
go.
no, those super cool spot. It's like a record store. And the stage has this cool art behind it. The whole sound system's custom made by Pryor. So the subs, the speakers, all that, and yeah, it's a DIY venue. It's a pretty small place, but they run it like it's a real fucking venue. So, yeah, we were super stoked to play there. I just kind of tried networking with some of the local bands, and one of them reached out to us and was like, "You want to play January 25th at What's Left?" And we were like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I don't know about the other guys, but for me, like our band practices are just running the sets over and over. So by the time we got on stage, it was just press play on like the muscle memory. And
It's pretty cool.
did we was it on the Devourment cover, or we did a Baby Killer cover at the
Yeah.
end, and someone like they all came on stage to grab the mic, and someone like fell into the drum set and like knocked over the snare drum, and like it was just chaos,
Oh,
but
boy,
we
Vinny,
still
dude.
made it through.
Oh yeah, you got to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Are you guys from Colorado Springs then?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. Where are you guys based out of? Where do y'all live?
I'm in Arvada. Zane and Keon are from like Boulder, and it's quite a drive for sure, but it's definitely worth it when we're playing What's Left, because great venue. But yeah, we're probably like an hour away or so.
Yeah, I'm in
Okay.
Aurora, which is just outside of Denver, so it's like super far from Arvada. It's like an hour drive during rush hour,
Yeah.
and then another
real.
hour to Colorado Springs.
Yeah, I mean, Caden and Malcolm are pretty much Colorado natives, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Me and Zane, like we initially moved to Boulder. We moved to Boulder to go to school. So I grew up in Florida. And kind of I lived in Atlanta for a little bit. I've lived in Texas, and I kind of found my way up here. And then he's from Arizona. But yeah, we stay in Boulder, so just areas around Denver, pretty much.
We just say Denver makes it easy.
Yeah, we just say
Oh.
Denver, Colorado, brutal death works out. Yeah.
All right. Very
Yeah.
cool. So
They need
where
to have you
in
guys play at the Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs. You know what I mean? Like on top of one of those rocks.
Red
Yeah,
Rocks.
that'd be some real blood
Yeah.
incantation shit or something. Get
I'm
some.
telling you,
music
man.
video?
Yeah, blood incantations from Denver as well. I think they're from Denver. I think
Yeah,
actually,
Denver.
I think they started in Boulder, which is where me and Zane are at right now.
That makes
so
sense.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yep. Super dope. Yeah. The first show I saw when I moved here was actually the first show I ever went to in Colorado was at What's Left Records, and it was Spectral Voice playing. So it was kind of a cool like full circle moment for me when we played our first show at What's Left, and I was like, damn, like it's the same venue. I was like super stoked because I remember thinking like when leaving that show, I was like, dude, that venue is so fucking sick. That's crazy. I didn't know they had venues like this in Colorado, and so yeah, it was dope.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys put out a split last year, right?
Yeah, back in August. Yep.
Okay. So tell us who was that split with, and then how did that all like kind of come together?
Yeah. So that split was with Resplendency. It's a one-man brutal death project out of Washington. The guy behind that project, Kyle, he would I'd be like lurking on the brutal death subreddit, and Caden probably saw some Resplendency stuff too, because I always see Caden commenting on the brutal death subreddit.
All right.
I'd just be trolling him. I'll see a post on the subreddit that's like Consanguinity split. Check out Consanguinity. I'm like, oh, who's this dope motherfucker? And then it's Caden. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I
Yeah, working, Caden. I like it.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
he's on his shit. He's pushing it out there. But yeah, I remember I think even it was maybe back in 2024. Um I was just seeing Resplendency songs pop up on Reddit. Um and I would check it out. I'm like, damn, this is like, brutal death metal, depending on, how you listen to it, of course it's intense, of course it's heavy, blast beats, like, super sick and everything. But like for me, I can kind of tell when there's an emotional side behind the music. You know what I mean? Like with the tonality and harmony that people use in their songwriting, and the production is super slimy and just sounds gross and sounds like it comes from a real like emotional place. And so like I don't know if it's easy to quantify, but I can kind of just like I can pick up on that vibe. So I would always comment on those tracks that he would post, and I'd be like, dude, this is sick. Like I really fuck with it. Um, and then eventually when we started releasing music, I got into contact with him and we were kind of sending demos back and forth. And then the idea we were throwing around the idea of a split because I was thinking it'd be cool to, do a split with someone and cross-pollinate fans or whatever. Um but I was really kind of picky in who I wanted to do the split with. And Resplendency was kind of the only person I thought of that was accessible and that I really fucked with the music and I felt like it would be a good like mesh. And then we talked about it, and then he's like, yeah, I got the 2 songs done. Here they are. And I was like, shit. And then so we kind of started working on songwriting and recording, and we were able to get it put out in August.
Right on. How long did it take y'all to throw some songs together?
So I think,
Couple months.
yeah, well, like we had so Bereavement of Virility, the first track on that split. We pretty much had that one fully written and like worked out by like spring of 2025. And we had incorporated that into our live sets. And then the second track, Mutilated Beyond Sterility, we kind of had a prototype that we were working with, but me and Chris, we were both thinking like the back half of this song just kind of just sounds like it tumbles into nothing. So it really took us all summer of like just really thinking and adding sections and creating, variations on certain themes, to where we got it to a good place. So it was like that final polishing on that second track is what took a while. But the initial like bulk songwriting, we got that done in a couple weeks.
I think what really helped was just being able to play it live first so we could like see how the crowd reacted, And then we're like, yeah, the crowd kind of dwindles at the end, so we came back to it and fixed it up.
Yep.
Definitely.
Nice. It's a good method. I like that.
Yeah.
See what
Yeah,
kind of
that's
response you get and then adjust from there.
yeah, that's kind of brilliant. Like whenever I was a kid, I remember seeing Terminator 2 in the theater, right? And at the very end, when he lowers himself into the lava, now guys, I was in like kindergarten, okay? And it came out and I got to go see this at the theater. I was so sad that the good guy dies at the end.
Yeah.
When I rented the movie later, it came out to the video, and I was like, this
I
is the
gotta
greatest
interrupt
movie
you.
ever.
There's no way you went and saw Terminator 2 Judgment Day in kindergarten.
I think I was playing T-ball, man. Yeah,
No
dude.
way.
Yeah.
Who took you to that shit?
My cousin.
Huh?
So one of my cousins. Anyway, like we'll go too far off track. I've already gotten us off track. But whenever I rented this, when I rented this movie at the movie store later, it was like back whenever it was on like VHS. I hoped that they had changed the ending. I was like, well, maybe they changed the ending. So that tells you how young I was whenever I actually saw this movie. Is I thought maybe by the time it came out to video that they had rethought him dying and that they had changed it. And I remember my mom being like, don't get your hopes up. And so anyway, all that to say is you guys did this, man. You guys like went out, you made the movie, and then you were like, the ending needs to be changed a little bit. And you guys went back and changed it before you put it on tape. And so then, like people like me, whenever they saw it, they would be like, holy moly, perfect ending.
That's okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and like we live when we play that song, the way that Mutilated ends, goes really well into our other song, Fetid Wounds of a Forlorn Husk. And so we kind of have this live transition that we do that just kind of keeps the energy up. And the tonality at the end of Mutilated basically matches the first chord of Fetid, which I thought would be cool from a conceptual standpoint anyways, just because it's like our latest material feeds into our older material, like like from like a sonic standpoint. But yeah, on the recording, we kind of had to create like an alternate ending, sort of like not a direct transition like we do live. So um kind of yeah, it involved some reworking of the end on top of just adding sections, because I think the live version we had of that song was like 2 minutes long, and we added enough coherent sections that kind of are like callbacks to the beginning of the song and stuff, that now the finished track is like 4 minutes or something like that. So
Oh yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work putting all this stuff together, isn't it?
Yeah, the hardest, the most tedious part is just like giving it that polish to where you're happy with actually putting it out. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys do a really good job doing everything yourselves. Like the
Appreciate it.
quality is,
Thank you.
the production and the recording quality is really good. It's super brutal. You guys got a really sick sound. Like I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see you guys live. So
Thank you.
very excited you're
Thank
coming here. Tell us a little bit about how you guys got hooked up with the Gulf Coast Death Fest.
Well,
Who made that happen? Was it
Actually,
Caden? Was that you on the Reddits?
yeah.
I,
Dude,
I
they were
guess
they
technically,
told us, they're like, we saw y'all on Reddit. We need to no. Well, like, well, it's kind of, so it's funny because so back in July, maybe, I think it was June or July in the
it
summer, we
was
played a show with Stabbing. They came through here because yeah, it was like they were on
Yeah.
tour with Sanguisugabog, I think, and then they were Sanguisugabog
Okay.
was playing a fest.
I see where this is going. You met Matt.
Yeah, well, that actually, so I met the bass player, and I was like, I found out that he was kind of, I guess he was behind Gulf Coast Death Fest 4, or maybe he's still behind it. I'm not sure. But either way, I sent him a DM right after the show. I was like, hey, just found out, I see you're connected with Gulf Coast Death Fest. We'd love to get on. I heard nothing back. And then months passed by. We released the split in August. And then like,
It was like October.
yeah, it was like October, way after, Gulf Coast Death Fest DM'd us and was like, hey, you want to play Gulf Coast? I was like, okay, I guess the boomerang
yeah.
finally maybe came back around, or it was just unrelated, but yeah, that's kind of how it happened.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Matt is a super awesome guy, and
Oh yeah.
I know he's super busy, so I'm sure he saw it, and that's how it like circled back. But no,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, him and his wife Jade. Jade's like kind of the head of L&D, so she helps. She basically organizes the Gulf Coast Death Fest with. Oh man, I'm trying to remember the other guy's name from. I can't remember his
Edward?
name, but I haven't met him in person because I missed last year's. But it was his festival first, and it used to be down in Corpus Christi, I think, and then they moved it up here like 2 years ago. This is the third one. It's gonna be in Houston, so they were helping run things, and it's been going so smoothly that they're just gonna keep it here in Houston for a while. And L&D's had a big hand in making it happen. So that's
Definitely.
awesome. Well, I'm glad that all that came together for you guys, because I've said it like 4 times already, but I'm really excited to catch your all set, and see you guys live.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's super brutal, man. Like as
is.
I was checking the music out, that's what's like really cool with the like slam and just kind of where death metal's at right now is it's just like super super low and brutal breakdowns, and the breakdowns are just like so killer. That's the groove and the breakdown. Zane bass, brother, you know what I'm saying, man. I know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
up. So yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Something about like rhythm and groove, is just like whenever you can break down in a song and bang your head to it, it's just like so special. And especially when it's not like all the other songs, that also have breakdowns in them because so many other songs do as well. But you guys got a good taste of all of the components and the vocals. You know what? In the beginning, this is so funny because it's just like whenever I first heard Cannibal Corpse, and I was listening to like new metal, I was like, oh my gosh, what is
Yeah.
this garbage? And and then like here I am now, like all these years later, and then the same thing happened whenever I heard like all the cricket and the frog breeze and all that stuff, like the chirps or whatever the youngins call them. I thought kind of the same thing. Is at first I was like, oh no, where are we headed? And now every time I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah. It's like a kitten purring, you know what I'm saying? You're like,
Like when Malcolm and I first started the thing, and it's a funny story how the band got started, because I was living in Dallas summer of 2024, and I'd been really building my like brutal death chops on guitar. Like when I first started playing guitar, I learned a lot of metalcore, and then I got into learning like old school death. Like Incantation was a big band for me. But then I started learning Suffo and Disgorge and Defeated Sanity songs and stuff like that. And I got to a point where I was like, I really want to like make music. So I posted on like a Colorado Craigslist saying like, I want to start a brutal death band, looking for a drummer. And I had all types of like really like nothing wrong with old dudes, but like I wanted to my age, you know what I mean? Like to like write music with. Like I had a lot of 50-year-olds that were like, yeah, man, fuck yeah, dude, I got these demos, and they would send in and it just sounded like Slayer or something.
You
I was
didn't
like,
want a couple of Brandos and Zoomies DMing you.
no, like it was just, I don't know, I was just not getting anything.
Okay,
And then
I'm not
Malcolm hit me
offended.
up.
Don't worry.
What was that?
I said, I don't know. I'm not offended. Don't you worry, buddy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, and I don't mean to, no offense or anything, but
None at all.
but yeah, Malcolm hit me up and was like, he texted me, he's like, yeah, man, big fan of Devourment, Defeated Sanity, would love to jam sometime, whatever. And at first I was reading the text like, this is a scam. I'm gonna get killed, bro. Because like he was into all the same bands I was into, and all that stuff. He was like my age. I was like, dude, this is sick. And then he sent me a demo that he was working on with Chris. It was before Chris like joined the band. Malcolm and Chris had this thing, and he sent me the demo. I'm like, dude, that's like sick. Like I thought the drums were programmed. I thought it was just like MIDI drums or whatever. And then he told me, he's like, no, I recorded the drums. I was like, let's go. So anyways, yeah, so me and Malcolm started the thing. I had a song written, and we kind of went from there. And so initially it was just me and him, and I was doing the vocals. And my whole thing was like, I got like really good at the really loud like cricket vocals specifically, and I kind of was just like, I don't give a fuck, like this kind of, it sounds stupid and it sounds really like out there, and like I'm not even gonna say it sounds unique. I didn't want to. I didn't. I think like 357 Homicide does like the crickets too, and a couple other bands like I don't know. There's some other bands that do these like croaky cricket type.
Relax.
Yeah. So stuff like that, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like people are probably gonna hate this shit, but like it's unique and whatever. And I thought it was cool. So the first two songs we put out, Pulsations and Constancy and Phallic Debridement. Those two are like Cricket City. Like it's like cricket and then like croak, cricket, croak, cricket, croak. And then Fetid, when I wrote that one, I kind of wanted the song to have this really like depressing, like groany type thing. So that's why all the vocals are really just like rumbly, like low. And then when Caden came on, like he could actually do like false chord devourment style, like real, like Maddie Way, Ruben Roses type like vocals. And I was like, okay, someone with skill is in our band now. And then so that's why Bereavement, the songs we have on that split, there's like more variety, because I'm not as nearly as talented as Caden is. So that's kind of how the vocal sound changed with the split.
Mm-hmm.
So, Caden, have you how long have you been doing vocals?
I don't know. I mean, like, I guess it started when I was in like early high school. Like, I started listening to Cannibal Corpse in like my sophomore year of high school, and it like blew my mind. Like you were saying earlier, I thought it sucked at first because I was a huge new metal kid, and then I just like I kept listening to it and I kept going back to it, and it blew my mind. So I wanted to be like that, and I tried some false chord screams, and like I really really sucked at it at first, and so I got demotivated and started doing like Waking the Cadaver inhales, and that was what I did for a really really long time. And then after stopped, or I listened to Waking the Cadaver forever, I like finally started listening to Devourment, and that was like just again it just like at first I thought it sucked, and then I was like, oh, this is crazy. And I learned how to do like the cephalotripsy vocals, like the really like gross like gurgles like ugh. And I found out that it's really like the Devourment vocals after watching so many interviews with Ruben, and listening to so much of like Wayne's old stuff. I really just like I learned that it's the same thing, just a slightly different like formation of your mouth or closing your throat a little bit, but it really is the same. And so yeah, I guess like 6 years is the answer.
All right. And you just like walking around everywhere you go, driving, you just
Yeah, always in the
doing vocals
car,
all over the place.
always in the car, always in the shower when I'm when I was at home and my mom wasn't home, you know.
All right. So tell me a time, though, whenever you were just like giving it all you got and you were like, oh, they were totally watching and listening to me right there.
I've done it like I've been screaming in my house sometimes, and one time I guess I was being too particularly loud. My neighbors came over and knocked on the door to tell me I was being too loud, and that was pretty embarrassing.
That's some embarrassing shit. Yeah.
Hey, that's how Maynard got found out, I believe, in Tool, is he was overheard screaming on the phone at like a telemarketer or something, and I I forget which other member of the band, I forget, but he was like, I'm gonna get that guy to be my vocalist.
It's probably the telemarketer.
Yeah. One other
It's-
time I can think of is one time I was driving on the highway, and it was like rush hour traffic, and it was really hot outside because it was the middle of the summer, and I was listening to my Devourment CD in my old Jeep, and I would just started like without even thinking about it, just like singing along, you know. And it was just, since it was so hot, I had my windows down, and this dude rolls his window down and he points at me like this. He's like, "Hell yeah, bro!" And starts laughing. It was like,
yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool how how we found Caden, because he actually was posting really shitty tutorials on the Brutal Death Reddit. No, I'm just kidding.
all right,
no,
all right,
no, like
all right.
no, what I did was, because I was trying to connect with other people who were in the metal scene, because I didn't know anyone. I just moved to Colorado in like August of 2024. Yeah. And so what I did was I went on Metal Archives, I searched brutal death metal, and then filtered down to like the Colorado basically. And like basically, so not to put Caden on blast, but he had this slam project called Hellsay. So I checked that out, and it was like his like one man project, like Band Lab iPhone slam like
It's
project.
pretty bad.
I love it. I think I recorded. Hellsay did a split with Rampant Defenestration and Defenestrated Treachery. And I
You
did,
must have liked it because he's in the band. So I mean,
yeah.
you
Well, yeah,
obviously liked it enough to keep going with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I connected with him on Instagram, and we were talking back and forth. And like, if you go through our DMs from that time, it's literally just us like geeking out about vocals and sending each other voice memos, and like pretty much, literally just like it's so silly now, but like I'll send him the crickets, and then he would send me his vocals, and I'm like, dude, this guy's vocals are like sick. And then he wasn't really in the band, but we had the I think we had the What's Left show lined up at the time, and as that show was rolling around, I was like, I really don't want to do vocals live. I really don't. I want to be able to move around on stage and actually play and not be like stuck on a mic. So then yeah, I think we were talking about him just being like a live vocalist. Because at the time I still had this like whole cricket thing in my head. I was like, it's got to be the crickets. But then like eventually I was like, nah, like why not just have a good vocalist in the band? And then so we got Caden in the band. But yeah, I was sick. That's how I met all of, like my like metalhead friends, like people in the scene. Metalhead is my bad, but the people in the scene, I guess, because yeah, there's like a hardcore scene and there's a lot of overlap. So, but I pretty much met everyone initially through like reaching out to everyone that was on Metal Archives that was in bands in the local area, and so, yeah, Caden was one of them.
Nice. That's a good idea, especially being new somewhere. Like I'm not from here. I'm in Houston, right? So I'm not from here. I'm actually from I'm from all over, but I call Norman, Oklahoma like my origin, where Zoomy lives, and lived in Tucson, Arizona for a little bit. And then when I moved here, man, I didn't know anybody here. So like I just started going to shows and then just kind of like randomly just meeting people, It's like it was a very slow process, but this podcast helped. So here we are. But the Metal Archives, like going through, that's a good idea, man. That's a great way to meet like-minded, motivated people that want to do the same thing that you want to do, and putting yourself in a position to meet some like the right people. That's great.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the guys who run that website are like it's a bunch of people who run it, but like, to get your band on Metal Archives, like this super gatekeepy. It's like very like, it's like too rigorous to get your band on Metal Archives. It's like you need to have 2 releases and it needs to be true metal and none of that hardcore
Yeah.
new metal bullshit. It's got to be
No
straight metal.
deathcore.
So like but the bands you find on there, it's like, okay, they have music out and their socials are usually up to date. And so then like I followed them on Instagram, and then they would, if they were active bands playing, like Epileptic Avulsions was playing pretty actively at the time, and they're like a slam band. And then so I'd go on the flyers for the shows that were coming up, and then I'd see all the other bands they were playing with, and then you can kind of just follow everyone, and then and find out what shows they're playing at, meet them at the show. That's kind of the whole thing that I did. It worked out. Yeah.
So it
Wonders.
hasn't changed much over the years. I will say this,
much.
because
Yeah.
we did the exact same thing. We just didn't have like the internet and all of its power that it is today necessarily I mean, we had the internet, but it wasn't like it is today. It's
I
like
will
so
say
much
I
more
do
vast.
remember not having the internet, but
I do
wasn't in
remember
metal at the
not having the
time.
internet too. I joke and say that the internet started with just like chat rooms and email. Like that's it. And like nowadays you're like a blog, that's kind of like a chat room where people just write something and
Mm.
one little sentence, and then somebody else joins in and writes a little something to go with it too. But a lot has changed. But we did the same thing. We followed that trail through the shows, like, and who they were playing with, and you'd be like, I'd never heard of this band before. And then next thing you knew, you were going to be checking them out. We were
Yep.
going to the music stores. That was whenever, we could actually like get CDs, and we'd walk up to the desk and be like, can I listen to this? And they'd be like, sure. And they'd open it up and let you listen to it, and then you could buy it, and if you wanted or you didn't.
Back in our day, we had to walk uphill both ways to the only
Yeah.
telephone pole in town, and
No
placards that were
shoes.
stapled
No
to it
shoes.
next to the missing dog posters.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good
no,
times.
yeah, it's cool though, like how you can there's kind of a scene everywhere if you look hard enough, like there really is. I can understand how like probably like with brutal death back in the 90s, like if you weren't in New York or something or California, you were there's probably a scarcity of bands. But like nowadays, Texas has a huge scene, Colorado has a pretty good like DIY scene. I mean, like I could name off a bunch of death metal bands from here that are like up and coming. Obviously New York still has its thing. The SoCal, like New Standard Elite, like all those bands that are coming out, it's just like a ton. Nuclear Remains is out of Arizona, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, there's just scenes everywhere. And so with the internet, it's really easy to get connected, and find shows and meet people. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it feels like nationwide now with the internet. Like you can just get on with anyone, like as long as you're kind of in the same clique.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
can
yeah.
create like from afar now,
Yeah.
actually, which was something you really couldn't do before. And something you couldn't do before, record. You could
Mhm.
not really record on your own back in the day. You could if you spent a bunch of money to get equipment to do the recording, or you would just do it like on an old school, like 4-track, 8-track, something like that. And, just do the best you could with as many tracks as you had. I mean, guys, imagine having a 4-track recorder, right?
Yeah.
And all right, I've got vocals. That's 1 track. I got a guitar. It's another track. I got a bass. Oh my gosh. My
Yeah.
drums. 1 track is what I got. It
Yep.
it doesn't mean I can't like mic them up individually and run them in, but
Yeah.
I've got 1 fader to control everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a huge thing now, especially with like the ability to program drums and with amp simulators and how good the software's gotten.
Mhm.
Because, yeah, I mean, a lot of bands here, especially the hardcore bands, like the guys that start those bands, like they're working full time, overtime. They're paying rent's super expensive, groceries are everything's expensive. No one has like disposable income to, start a recording setup from scratch, generally speaking, like I think Malcolm set up, correct me if I'm wrong, but it probably took you a while to like acquire the equipment and like get that set up to where it's at. So um we're really lucky to have Malcolm with that like complete recording setup, but a lot of bands aren't as fortunate to have that, but they can still put out music with just a laptop, an amp sim, vocal mic, and then, program the drums just to get them to the point where they can get their music out there and get people to hear them. Cause, yeah, back in the day, like there's probably a lot of bands that played live shows everywhere, but like they never had any music out, or they had like 10 cassettes that they burned, or that they wrote with their cassette recorder. And then it's just like, yeah, is just kind of lost with time, lives get busy, and then there's not really a record of some of these bands existing, uh but yeah, now it's really easy for people to record music and stuff. And but I will say that with brutal death metal, specifically, like it's still a really underground genre in the sense that like I do think playing live is still super important.
Mhm.
If you just record demos and post them on YouTube or Reddit, like you're not going to get traction like you will if you play live. That's really key.
Definitely.
I agree
100%.
with that. You gotta get it. You gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah.
That, or you gotta spend a lot of time on the social medias and spend some money pushing that shit, with ads and sponsored reels and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
because everybody who's playing live is also putting themselves out on social media,
Right.
So like how do you differentiate yourself from them
Yeah.
or amongst the wave, of all of the choices, and it's because it's like an avalanche sometimes, of information, especially whenever you got a lot of new stuff coming at you. So I could
Yep.
totally see that, and people still want to see music live. Um that goes across any genre. Anybody I talk
Yep.
to, man, whatever music they're into, like they love going to shows and watching music live. And so I think it'll be like that forever.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I,
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, um, for us, my belief has always been like, I always want to let the music speak for itself. And I really, like, ever since we started recording and putting stuff out, like, my belief was always that, getting in touch with the local scene and playing live and getting that just name recognition, logo recognition. Like, if you see our logo on a flyer, you want to go to the show. Like, that whole part of it was super important to me. Like, the only things like that we post on social media are show flyers and like
live.
live clips basically. But like I've never been of the belief that that we have to like, post every day and try to get engagement and clip farm and, make those TikToks where it's like, guess who our drummer is? And then it's just all of us being stupid. Like, more all power to the bands that do that. But like, I feel like for this specific subgenre, like it's a really authentic subgenre, like death metal as a whole, but especially brutal death. It's really authentic. And I think the thing that fans value the most is hearing real music and seeing real musicians playing real shit. I think that's the most important thing.
And that's that emotion too that you're talking about a
Yeah.
little bit earlier, like being able to feel it in the music, whether you're listening to it on the recording or getting to see it live. But most people usually get that attachment, or they create that feeling with the experience, right?
Yeah.
And then that's what they can carry and remember.
For sure.
That's cool. That's cool. We should talk about some gear. I want to hear what you guys like to play, like your instruments and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Well, Malcolm, start us out with the drums.
Hell yeah. Right now, for like live stuff at least, I'm running the Yamaha Stage Custom. It's all black. I just like the black shells myself. Actually got the drum kit here, but got some Zildjian cymbals, pork pie snare. We also run a sample pad in the TM2 Trigger Live. That's the essential for death metal there.
Necessary.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then some Sabian cymbals as well. But that's it for the most part.
What kind of mics are you using whenever you do the recording? Because whenever you say playing live, you guys are actually amp miking, right? And drum miking acoustic, right?
Drum miking, yes, definitely. Amps, guitars, we honestly, the amp sims have worked really well for us. So, but yeah, I'll let Malcolm explain the mics for sure.
So I got an Audio Technica and the kick drum, using the 57 for the snare, of course. We run a tom on each snare. Sometimes we'll do like all 3 toms, the 2 racks and the floor, or we'll just do like 1 rack and 1 floor tom, so we can do a bottom snare instead. So sometimes we'll mix it up. And then we got some CAD, just like overhead mics, and that's all running into the Scarlett 18i20, and we kind of mix it all from here.
The room mic is super important. We always there's another room in the basement where we put a room mic, like just a condenser, I think, back behind the door, and we close the door. So you get this, like, the sound is naturally boomy and compressed. And then what I do with the mixing is I'll take that and I'll put like a really heavy, like 20-to-1 ratio compression on there, and then put some distortion to add some higher frequencies back in. And then I'll just bump the fader up until it just barely, just adds some body to the drums. And that's like super, super key for like giving that like in your face sound.
That's a next room mic or other room mic, kind of.
Exactly. The next door mic, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've definitely experimented with like different positions, but we found the room like
my bad. No, you said we were experimenting with positions. I just had to.
I was like, I missed it.
I'm sorry, bro. My bad, Malcolm. You good?
You got my ass on that.
We've been experimenting.
Anyway,
There's only one way to find your favorite.
Yeah.
That's how we found our drummer. Just experiment.
Oh, yeah.
That experiment. But different room mics. That definitely changed the game for drum recording.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, a lot of experimenting. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's sweet. That's sweet. What about Caden? What kind of mic are you using whenever you do vocals? Just whatever they give you, or?
Yeah, usually just whatever they give me. I've got like a super cheap microphone I bought from the closest music store. I think it's an SM60. I don't remember. It might be a different number. But I haven't used it in a long time just because, like, when I go to record, it's at Malcolm's place. you
Yeah,
know.
Malcolm's got a vocal booth, with like a condenser and a pop filter, and it's all sound treated with blankets and stuff, so there's no like reverb or anything. It's super dry. Um, and yeah, it's nice because I feel like with recording with a condenser vocal mic, you really get all that high frequency information. So when you're trying to do those like cephalotripsy, like gurgly, nasty vocals, all the detail comes through. And what I'll do is I'll still back off the high end when mixing, but recording with like a SM57 or SM58, it just doesn't have that detail, and there's really no way to get it back in the mixing. If you want that detail, you have to boost the high end, and then you get all that hiss and noise and stuff. So we've had good results with just the condenser and the vocal booth.
So I think when we started, it was just like we're doing vocals on just like a 57, and
Mhm.
then I think for the split we're using the Neumann TLM 102, which definitely adds a little high end like peak
Oh, yeah.
on the EQ. So it's nice. It's all kind of balancing, at that point once you start mixing, but the new mic has helped a lot for sure.
Yep, definitely. It works really well. Like that condenser mic works really well with cadence vocals. When I was doing vocals, the 57, SM57, SM58, those are good for the crickets and the gurgles because like there's not a lot of like noise coming out of my throat per se, like in terms of like the gurgles and stuff. But Caden has a much more like throaty false chord type vocal style that works better with the condenser. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. I always like hearing the different kind of microphones and everything that makes the music, because it's not just that too, it's the sound that captures it. So, all right, you talked about on the guitar side using some of the emulators or modelers and stuff. So, what do you like to play through and to get your sound?
Yeah, so live, right now I'm playing through a Marshall valve state, head into kind of usually whatever cab I can get at the venue because lugging around cabs kind of, and changing cabs out between every band's kind of a pain. So any cab really works for me, but the one I have at home it's an Emperor 2x12 with a Eminence Swamp Thing and an Eminence Wizard in there as the speakers. And um, yeah, pedals, it's just a Tube Screamer, like a Maxon OD9 Tube Screamer with a Boss NS2 noise suppressor. And I have a 7-band EQ, a Boss EQ pedal in the effects loop. And then that way I can kind of, depending on what cab I'm playing in, I can really just notch out high frequencies or boost the lows or whatever I need to do depending on the room. So it's super versatile. I think if you want the biggest, like the easiest way to add versatility and like customizability to your tone is put a EQ in your effects loop on your amp. Doesn't matter what amp, doesn't matter what cab, it'll help. Um, Before that, I was playing in a PV6505 as the head, but now Chris plays through that head. He's been using his Kemper. He has a Kemper modeler, but he's pretty much just been using it as a pedal board. So he runs his signal through the noise gate, the overdrive, and then feeds that into the amp. Um, and then, but for recording, we've been having really good results. I think every recording we put out has the archetype Gojira by Neural DSP. That plugin's just nasty. In my opinion, it's the only Neural DSP plugin besides maybe the Fortin Nameless where you can get like a nasty tone. It's not like it's not, you can have distortion, but it's like sterile distortion. You know what I mean? But
Dude, I couldn't agree more.
what,
I have the same. I have that archetype on my.
yeah,
That's what I play, and I tried a whole bunch of different
yeah,
neural DSP. I tried Tone Hub. I
yeah,
tried. I tried a Amp Hub. I tried like the STL tone. So I think that might be Tone Hub. But like I tried 3 or 4 different
yep,
ones, and when I went to the Gojira one, dude, just the default that comes up, I was like,
yeah,
okay, this sounds fucking good. And then I
yeah. It has
started going
balls.
through, and
It's
there was a
like,
whole bunch of presets that I was just like, all right, I'm gonna buy this one. This one sounds
yeah.
fucking solid. Like,
Yeah. No, yeah, that one definitely has the most like in your face ballsy tone, and you can really you can boost the lows, you can scoop the mids, and yeah, it just works really well. And in the future, I think if once we're able to get a reamp box, it'd be really nice to be able to record DIs and then reamp back through a live rig that we mic. It's just without the reamp box, it's more of a hassle than anything to like try to record the live cab. So we've been having good results with the amp sim, and we're not ashamed of it. I think we get a pretty nasty, brutal tone that's unique. So, yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And like Brando said, super awesome with the Gojira, plug in. That thing is killer. We like it, and we're always jamming and passing stuff back and forth. So
I
Definitely.
waited for the Neural DSP birthday last year, and it was like 50% off. So I was like, buy that now. That's $75 instead of 150. Hell yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
that's a good point, too, is because something a lot of people who are getting into it, they go and they pull up the price of this and they're like, well, golly, I got to spend another $100 or another $100, another $100. And then you're like, that isn't how it used to be. It's like a new streaming service, a new streaming service, a new streaming
Yeah.
service. And so, but if you look, closely, if you just go ahead and like join their newsletters, they're always having deals throughout the year because they're trying to sell that stuff too, so like Black Friday sales, Christmas sales, Labor Day sales, Memorial Day sales, anything you can think of that they can tag a sale to it. And maybe not that one company, but if you like take all of them together, of all the things you want to buy, somebody's always running a sale, I feel like, and you can always talk yourself into buying one pretty much at any given time. And so it can get pricey, but at the same time, you can also spend less than you would if you paid full price. If you just keep an eye on it, go ahead and sign up for those newsletters. I'm not working for any of these companies, so I'm just saying that's how you just keep up with it, and then your email hits you and it says Neural DSP putting out something new, and you're like, well, I wonder what it is, and you just read it. So
yeah, definitely.
Cut them coupons out of the Sunday paper.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like the way Neural runs their business in terms of how they handle licensing and everything. Like, because a lot of companies are moving towards the subscription model, especially for mixing plugins and stuff like that. Because I think it's the market has shifted more from like, instead of a studio spending $10,000 on a plugin suite and it being the one-time purchase, now it's a lot of independent artists coming out trying to get professional plugins. So they're like, the barrier to entry is way too high, so let's do the subscription model instead, which I guess is cool, but then it's like you got to pay, however many dollars a month or a year to maintain this thing that you're going to be, probably using for, a decade or more. So Neural, like, it's a one-time purchase, and the license, you can transfer the license, between machines and stuff like that. So besides the amp sim and maybe a couple of fab filter plugins, the rest of the mixing, we use Reaper as our DAW. And so we purchased a one-time license for Reaper. It actually took us a while to do that. Like, you can use Reaper for free. It's kind of like WinRAR. Like, you can just use it for free whenever. You just gotta like get rid of the little like box that says you're still evaluating it. But yeah, after recording a bunch of songs and playing for a while, I was like, let's just buy the freaking license. It's $60. We have it on Malcolm's machine, on my computer. I think I gave Chris the license too. And we just use all the stock plugins, except for when we master, I use the FabFilter Pro L2 limiter, and that's it. It's really as easy as that.
And that's like a noise gate, kind of, isn't it?
The limiter?
Yeah, is that like a gate?
It's like, well, no, I put it on the master fader, and that the Fab Filter pretty much, it like allows you to get really loud masters, and they have a bunch of different presets for, like, they have like aggressive loud, natural loud, and so it'll put different amounts of saturation on it. And yeah, you can get really the built-in Reaper limiter. It kind of like has a limit. You can't get louder than what it'll let you get. But Fab Filter, you can push it until it's way too loud. And bands are mastering their music so loud now, and the thing is, you got to be, competitive if you're going to get put in a playlist. Unfortunately, the reality is you got to be as loud as the other guys, or else you just don't sound you don't sound as heavy, bro. You just gotta be loud. So yeah, we'll do that. And I guess the last thing on the gear is like for my actual guitar, I use a 6-string LTD. It's like a EC 1000, just like a Les Paul type guitar, short scale, and we play in B flat standard. And then Chris, our other guitar player, plays on his Ibanez 9-string. For that, I don't know, like he brought the 9-string. I was like, haha, that's funny. And then we actually started writing riffs that incorporate those low strings as more like harmonies, not just like stupid low chugs, but it's really like he goes an octave down, I go an octave up, and we get this really cool balance going. So if you listen to the songs on the split where he's on the recording, you'll hear like sometimes he's on the left side. If you listen to him, you'll hear it just that the guitar just farts out for a couple seconds and then it comes back to the real world. It's yeah.
That's awesome. That's pretty
Nice.
cool. I 9-string, you just keep hearing more and more. It's like
Yeah.
it's like whenever the guy at ZZ Top came out, the like 17-string bass. I'm like, what are you doing, man? But he could play it. You know what I mean? It was crazy. He could play all these strings. So speaking of bass, what you got, Zane? You gonna tell us what you rocking?
I use a Warwick Corvette 5-string. Yeah, I love that thing. I've had it for a minute now. And then live, I just love the big Ampegs. Of course, those are always awesome.
The dark glass, bro.
Dark glasses are crazy for live tones. Like you can dial it in whatever you want so easily. Also like an underrated one is the Mini Mega or
Yeah, the
the
PV Mega Mini.
or yeah, something like that.
I think Derek from Suffo uses that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing has got major balls.
Yeah, it sounds super good. I think like someone in Nuclear Remains or something.
Yeah,
like
one of those bands that we played with.
and I got to use it. And I was like, oh, that's like an underrated one. If you don't want to spend the $3 bajillion on a dark glass, just yeah, that's like the second best option. I feel like
That's cool. Rocking the Warwick too, man.
yeah.
I freaking love those basses. Is your Corvette, is that made over in Germany?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not too sure, but it was like a gift many years ago.
Yeah.
I think it's a German one.
Man, those things are awesome.
They're awesome. I love the wood on them and like just the design.
I like the body shape. I love how like small the body is relative to the
To
neck.
the neck, yeah, it looks brutal.
It's dope as fuck. And we he doesn't tune super low, at least on the recordings that we have like on the split. It's just the bass is just in B flat standard, so it's just an octave lower than me. And with the split, we really tried getting like more of a twangy, like in your face, like yeah, like mid-range heavy bass tone. Like we actually I fed
shit.
yeah, like I fed the bass I fed it into like a Sans amp type thing for the main tone, but then I had it also feeding into the Gojira guitar amp, and then I just like turned it up a little bit. So for just like ultra distortion, just super like
Yeah.
but I just bumped it up a little bit, and we we try to focus on that more mid-range more mid-range tone as opposed to the super low like rumbly tone.
I feel like the distortion sounded more like natural that way. Like I feel like a lot of heavy like distorted bass is just kind of real fuzzy and it kind of lose its percussiveness. But I feel like the way we did it was Keon was hella clever with it. He figured it out.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be a really good time to let some folks check out the sound of what you guys are putting out. Hopefully everybody's got a chance to check you out, but the reality is there might be one or two people who are watching the show or something that hadn't heard of you guys, or even if they have, because maybe they're following the Death Fest, they haven't got a chance to go give you guys a listen. And so before the show, we got a chance to just chat for a second, and we talked about doing the first track off of the Bereavement split that you did with Resplendency.
Yep.
And the name of that track, Bereavement of Virility.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, Bereavement of Virility.
All right, everybody. So we're excited. Be ready to get your socks blown off, man, because brutal stuff. So slam ham, thank you, ma'am.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Super sick, man. What an awesome song. And as always, we're super stoked just to get a chance to share it. People can go out and check it, on any of the, streaming platforms. It's not like it's special because we're playing it, but, we just want people to, be able to hear it on the show so that they get a taste of it while they're also listening to what's going on behind the scenes while you guys are making the music, the equipment that you're using to make the music. And, it's just, I always think it's super special. I always like to say that with the amount of stuff that's coming out, all the new releases get like slipped to the bottom of the magazine stack until something happens that pulls it back to the top again. And then you're like, oh yeah. And, Brandon will even say that, okay, so one of the things that we always do, even if we don't go through and post about it or do a show about it or even talk about it, is we do our like top albums for the year just so that we can like go back and remember. Because and then I said one about this year and he was like, was that 2025, are you sure? Because you completely forget, by the time December comes around, you're like, I forgot that was like January 3rd that was released, and so just to bring it back to the top of the magazine stack for finishing out my analogy there. And thanks for letting us play it. It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's brutal and it hits
absolutely.
hard, fellas. It hits hard.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. And also it's worth mentioning, right after we released the split, Iron Fortress Records hit us up and wanted to do a run of CDs. So if you guys really like the material on the split, not only our side, but also check out Resplendency side, of course. It's also super heavy, like for fans of Putridity, Devourment, that kind of sound, a lot of pinch harmonics and just fast, brutal, nasty stuff. Yeah, check out that other side. And if you guys really like it, you can go to Iron Fortress Records website, and yeah, pick it up on CD for sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Or
Oh,
buy
yeah.
it from you at the Gulf Coast Death Fest 5, right?
Oh,
Yep. Check
yes,
us out
sir.
live, Gulf Coast Death Fest. We also, I mean, we booked a tour kind of around Gulf Coast because it's such a cool opportunity. Um, we 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 talked to each other and we were like, dude, let's just like book a tour around it. So on our way back from Houston, we're hitting up Denton, which is around Dallas. We're hitting up what other cities? San Antonio,
San
Odessa, El
Antonio.
Paso,
BBQ,
Albuquerque, and then we're
the Collins.
and then yeah, we're actually on the tour flyer it says What's Left Records in Colorado, but we had a booking discrepancy. So we're actually putting something together in Fort Collins, which we've never played Fort Collins, Colorado before. So stay tuned for that as well.
Very cool. No,
Hell
no Austin on there.
Are we doing Austin? Or did we I think we
We
switched
were
Austin
gonna.
for San Antonio just because they're kind of close.
They're both solid scenes. So that's awesome. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and Denton, it's close enough to Dallas and Fort Worth and stuff. It's like just north of it. There's a good scene up there too. So cool, man. I
Oh,
hope
yeah.
you guys have a really good turnout, and I hope that all like comes together really well for you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're
Thank
super
you.
excited to tap into that Texas scene. Has to be respected as one of the like brutal death hubs, you know. Um I mean, yeah, stabbing just put out that album recently.
That shit
I
was
haven't
fire.
even had the chance to spin it all the way, but I've been hearing bits and pieces of it, and it's just like
Heaters.
heater after heater, dude.
It's
It's
real
so
good.
good.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
really good. And as a matter of fact, Matt, the bass player for Stabbing, he also plays bass in another band from here in Houston called Architectural Genocide. They just put out a album like at the beginning of January also. So he had two new releases and they are both fucking brutal as shit. So go check that out too if you guys haven't heard it. He's
Fuck yeah.
yeah, it's some good stuff. And Architectural Genocide is going to be at the Gulf Coast Death Fest also. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Sweet.
awesome.
Super excited to play the fest and to meet y'all for sure. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a party. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna I think we're gonna still get there. We're gonna try to get there on Friday and just
Hang out.
hang out, yeah, and see all the bands and stuff. There's Nuclear Remains is on that show. We played with them back in November here in Colorado, so it'd be cool to run into those guys again. Of course, check out Cerebral Incubation, Brodican, of course. All those bands that are playing, we're super stoked to kind of just, yeah, if we can just network a little bit and just catch them live, they can catch us live. I think it'll be really good for us. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's great, man. Got to take advantage of the opportunity and get yourselves out there. I love it. Absolutely
Definitely,
love
yeah.
it.
Well, and that's what it's all about too. I mean,
Oh yeah.
the metal scene we talk again and again and again. It's about just like the homies all coming together and playing some music, and we're playing music. Our friends come to shows to watch us play music and watch our friends' bands play music, and then our friends' bands watch us play music, and it just like just feeds into this like loop that just like I don't know. It's not like a circle because it kind of like still zigzags all around, but it creates this group and this community.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
web. Yeah.
yeah, web. That's it. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. That's
Yeah.
obvious. It's exactly what it is. But it really illustrates the tightness of heavy metal. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, that's the scene that I learned about acceptance, and I learned about, like true friends and whatnot was through heavy metal and bonding and music like that. So I love the scene, and I love the testament to that, right? The support that it brings, reciprocal.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
The best
we're
community.
super excited also to like put Colorado, like hopefully, put Colorado death metal on the map, and get more people interested in some of the bands that are going on around here. Like not only us, but there's Alistair Cowboy and Harvested out of Fort Collins. There's Crypts of Golgotha um out of Denver. There's some, newer up and coming bands that are playing shows like Weeping Isopropyl. They're starting to play shows and they have a really cool sound as well. Um Accustomed to Suffering, hardcore deathcore, kind of band out of Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs has a really cool hardcore scene, with Contorted Self, Backlip, just a lot of cool bands coming out from everywhere that we'd love to, anyone who's interested in just checking out a different scene. It's a whole, if you look at any city and look at what's going on there, even if you're not from there, there's a whole cornucopia of bands that are no one's ever heard from outside that city, but they're dope. They have unique sounds and everything. Yeah.
Colorado has a lot of little gems
Hell yeah.
hidden around.
Sprinkled around for sure. Yeah.
I believe that.
Oh yeah.
I believe that.
I do
So,
believe it.
Oh, also check out the homies in Angelic Desolation. They played with us in Stabbing. They've been around for forever.
The
And it's like
OGs.
technical, brutal, like, dude, those guys are so fucking talented. It's unbelievable. Like, just it's ridiculous. I don't know. Angelic Desolation is so sick.
That's man, is it Matthew Markle from Atoll? He plays guitar in that band, correct?
I'm
Anyone?
not maybe, yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, we've talked about this. It's came across. So
I think so. I believe he does. Drum roll,
Yeah.
please.
yeah. It most certainly is Mr. Matt. That's awesome.
Nice.
It's
Yeah,
like
I do
if
think-
you look at the first picture that pops up, it's his beautiful face.
Yeah. No, those guys are
Thank
super
you.
nice, and they're killing
Hell
it
yeah.
for forever.
Yeah, so we had him on the show once with Atoll, with his project Atoll. And if you guys hadn't got a chance to check them out, they're pretty badass too. You talk about that clangy bass, Zane. That's one of the topics I remember about is being like, dude, clang away with that thing. It sounds beautiful. It sounds beautiful,
Needed that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. Well, do we want to move on to the questions, Brandon?
Yes. Let's do
All
it.
right, guys. So here's a little fun that we like to do kind of toward the end. It usually takes a little bit of time, but it's kind of just outside of music. 5 random to you questions that just get us talking about weird stuff. And so the conversations have went crazy. I could even give you an example, but we'll just start and that'll be the best way to go. So we'll just question 1 and we'll work our way through everybody, and then we'll move to question 2 and work our way through everybody. Seems to be the best, and we all get to like laugh about the same thing at the same time.
Hell yeah.
So, Brando, are you doing the evens again?
I'm your even Steven fella.
Even Steven.
Or whatever. Even
Yeah.
something that rhymes with even.
So question 1, who wants to go first? Malcolm.
I'll hit it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Start out by giving us your favorite pizza topping or toppings.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to go bacon jalapeno for sure.
I
I
love
like that. I'm gonna have to go get some of that after this.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the
A deep
all night
dish
pizza
deep
place.
dish
Wait,
too.
so what pizza place at home that I wouldn't know? It's not Pizza Hut, it's not Domino's, it's not any of those places. Do you go get?
I don't know. We don't really get like pizza takeout. I mean, I guess I live with an Italian family, but we'll usually just make like spaghetti. So
Man,
that's probably the staple for us.
heck yeah. Heck yeah. You just live with Italian people, like yeah.
You know, brother. Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Lasagna.
That's brilliant. I freaking love that, man. Thanks for that laugh. All right, Caden.
I'm going. It's a controversial pick, but pineapple is my favorite, and then bacon also.
I'm down.
So
Get
Brandon
out
and
there,
I
bro.
Brandon and I had a discussion about this is because I always told him, I said, my wife always wants to get the pineapple and ham pizza, and we don't need more than one pizza. So I always have to eat the pineapple and ham pizza. And he's like, just shut up and eat the pineapple and ham pizza. And I told him like a little bit later, I was like, okay, so it's not that bad. Now I'm actually like, are we getting the pineapple and ham?
It's
Damn.
good. Yeah, like when I was in elementary school, my school always served cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza, and then the pineapple pizza. It was a weird choice, but I always thought it was disgusting. I wouldn't go anywhere near it. And then now here I am. I always order from this place called Anthony's. I don't know if they have it in Texas, but it's like a New York style. They got really thin pizza. It's good.
All right. I love that New
I
York
used to work
style.
there.
Hell yeah.
Is it like the big slices of the New York
Yeah,
style?
they're like the big triangle
Uh-huh.
slices, like a foot long.
Yeah, yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah. That's my
Ninja
favorite
Turtle
kind.
pizza, man.
You gotta fold it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, who wants to start? Keon?
Yeah. Okay, favorite topic. I mean, I'm a pretty picky eater. Like I don't do condiments, I don't do like vegetables everywhere. But so for me, pepperoni and hot honey. Put that on a pizza. The hot honey
Yeah, that's
is
good.
just like a lot more pizza places are like they'll just have like, the Parmesan, crushed red pepper, and they'll have a bottle of hot honey there too. Cause like everyone it's like it's really been catching on. But I don't know. I'm a pizza freak, man. Like I'll make my own pizzas, I'll make my own pizza dough, and like I have a pizza oven that I use and everything. So uh but definitely my favorite style of pizza is actually like New Haven style, like super thin, basically burnt, crispy. But New York style is really good too. I also really like Jets Pizza. I know they're a chain, but they make Detroit style pizza. That shit is the bomb. There's
I just had
actually
that a couple
if
weeks
anyone
ago.
happens to be listening that's like in Boulder, there's a pizza place called Audrey Jane's. It's right by my house, and that's like probably the best New York slice I've had in Boulder for sure.
So that's
All
cool.
right.
They opened up a place in Moore, just little town, just a little north of me, and it's called Jets Pizza.
It's probably
And
it's a chain. It's
so,
probably the
but
same place.
here's why I didn't think it was Brando's, because the guy who run New York Pizza, what was that dude's name? Armando or anyway, he it was him. He was the one who was working there.
He's
And
just
it
making
looked
his
like,
way around all the pizza joints, man.
I don't know, because he started up that place, he started up Sandro's, and then I was like, Jets? But we didn't eat there. I just saw that he was working there. Anyway, Jets. Yeah, man.
All right.
Zane, what do you got, buddy?
For me, I'm the opposite. Like I like a bunch of bullshit on my pizza. Like I give it.
Yeah, he ate a fat ass stupid Supreme pizza, and he left the box over there. I just threw it away.
Oh,
I know.
I did leave it.
You
in.
did leave it at my house.
Fuck, my bad.
Sorry.
My favorite place would either be the one time Keon made me pizza, or there's this like chain. It's not in every state, but it's called Grimaldi's. That shit's
Oh,
fire.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Oh yeah.
like brick oven fired pizza.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
Oh yeah, I got Grimaldi's here.
Yeah, it's so good. It's my favorite
Yeah.
probably.
And they do the little pepperonis, like the little tiny
Yeah.
like cup
They turn into
pepperonis.
oil
It's-
balls.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
old fashioned pepperonis,
Yes,
man.
little oil bowls.
Yes.
Yes. It's perfect. There's
Yummy.
and Kian, there's a place here called the Gypsy Poet, and they have bought like you order your pizza and then they just have bottles of hot honey over where the kind of like it's just like they have a pepperoni and hot honey one, and then they just have bottles of hot honey for you to like just go over and get, and kind of like in a ketchup bottle, but it's all hot honey, and it's that place.
So is
bomb.
it like temperature hot or spicy
No,
hot?
it's like spicy hot.
Spicy.
Okay.
Hot honey. Yeah.
Yeah,
Both
it's
would
good.
be good. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. All right. Let's see. Question 2. We ready? All right.
Yes,
So back
sir.
up to Malcolm to get this bad boy going. What scares you the most?
Probably the ocean, honestly. The ocean, just with the endless nothingness, and sharks too. I definitely don't fuck with sharks, so I'm good on that. But actually, I used to be deadly afraid of like spiders, but I kind of got over that with I bought a tarantula, so that kind of cured my my arachnophobia. That was something interesting.
So you bought the spider while being afraid of spiders to cure your Okay.
I was like, this is the only way, so I'm just gonna get one, and I eventually liked it. I'm like, it's actually pretty chill.
All right.
You're like, stay
My
every
hat's
day.
off
You're like,
to you,
Oh,
sir.
stay.
yeah,
Oh man.
exactly.
Hey, I'm with you on the sharks. What's funny is I don't mess with no sharks, but I'm super intrigued by them nonetheless, because if you look at like my reels and you go through them, it's all like people on like surfboards with a shark, people on a paddleboard with a shark, people fishing in a kayak. Oh, here comes the shark.
Oh hell
It's
no!
like
All
it's
right.
like nonstop.
Well,
But it's just daily reminders of why this guy is gonna keep his feet on the ground.
Well,
yeah.
the last time I went to Hawaii, we went up to the North Shore and we did a little thing where we like went out like I don't know, it was like maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles out on a boat and where they had like a cage and you put on a snorkel and you get in the cage and then there's like 8 foot Galapagos sharks that like are
Oh,
swimming around that. Dude, it was so cool. That shit was so awesome.
That's horrifying, man.
So you wouldn't do that?
Nah,
No?
definitely. I
Okay.
can't.
All right.
Yeah, with the sharks.
All right. All right,
Malcolm
Caden.
and I'll be watching you from the shore. We'll
Hey,
be like,
you watch, well, you
are
watch me
they
have
okay?
fun.
And
Yeah.
Malcolm will be like, give it to me. Let me see.
Malcolm, that Gulf Coast flyer probably freaks you out then, huh?
A little bit, bro.
It is a big ass
Did you-
shark. There's one that hangs from the ceiling in the venue too. It's cool.
oh shit.
Oh
It's
shit.
cool.
That's kind
Yeah.
of
All right, Caden, what scares you the most?
You know, it's like it's a difficult question to answer. I guess my mind kind of goes to like watching horror movies or reading horror books, and I think about like existential horror is what actually gets me. Like a lot of scary imagery doesn't really scare me, but then whenever it makes you think about dying or like what's after, that's what really gets you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like the new wave of horror too, right? You know, because you had
Mhm.
like all the slasher flicks in the 80s and 90s, but then, you know, like as you got into like the 2010s, late teens, you got into this more like you said, to use your word, existential, or kind of beyond where we were in our current plane, maybe even, and what else is out there, and it can be super scary in some of those movies. So, yeah. That's like the new wave, though.
Definitely.
It's like brand new horror. I'm like, okay. Like it's where whenever after the movie's over, people aren't like, man, that was a really good movie. Everybody's just kind of quiet for a second, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great, we have nightmares. Oh,
Brando, he likes comedy. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a good a rom-com, and I'm.
That's all I
Yeah.
need.
All right, Kian, what are you most afraid of?
For me, my biggest, I guess, irrational fear is insects. They look weird. They're freaky. Oddly enough, I mean, spiders don't bother me. I actually like spiders. Tarantulas are cool. I've never had a problem with any kind of spider, but dude, insects, ones that can fly, those evil like Texas flying cockroaches, like I had those in Dallas by my place. Um, yeah, wasps. Bees are kind of cool, I guess. It kind of helps me knowing that like if they sting me, they're gonna die, and it's kind of like it balances the scales. But like wasps and hornets, and like in Florida we had these like mud daubers that were like brown and like long, and just like build these nests. Man, fuck all that. I can't do that. Even flies, like fuck flies. Like flies bother me. I'm like, why do you look like that? Why are you that way? Don't stop.
So my wife and I, we watched this show like about like this guy who remodels these lighthouses.
Yeah.
All these old lighthouses out in the ocean, and he like takes them and refurbishes them or whatever and makes them to where that they can last another 100 years, even
Yeah.
if they're not being used as a lighthouse anymore, just so they don't crumble and fall away. But one thing that was really interesting, you bring up the flies, is he was on the lighthouse and he would find like these dead bird carcasses around, and he was like, I think we have like a predator bird that's killing like seagulls and stuff like that, leaving like the heads of them laying around. And because of it, there were flies everywhere. And I thought, this thing's like 2 miles offshore and is, you know, this big around in the ocean,
Yep.
and it's just got flies all over the walls, and you're like, I didn't even know that they could fly that far.
Yeah.
Like, how did it get here?
Yeah. Yeah, no business being there. They're just
Yeah.
they're misbehaving. They're always where you don't want them. I mean, that's
misbehaving.
yeah. Well, dude, like pick any spot but my freaking burger, please, please. When they land on my food, I'm like, really, dude?
I'm like, it's over, man. I'm
Yeah.
like, I hate it when they land on my food, and my wife,
that.
she's like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like, that thing landed on like dog poop or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it came and landed on my hamburger. It's a big deal. It's a big
Yeah.
deal.
They sit there like
And
this
they do this. Yeah.
on
They're
the
like,
food that I paid
yeah.
for. Fuck that. Oh yeah.
That's so awesome. Oh shit. All right, so flies are his biggest fear. We got that one.
Anything
Okay.
that flies, insects. Yeah.
Zane, what you
Oh.
got? What scares you the most, man?
My biggest fear is probably like everything going to shit and like Civil War and like I won't be able to like I don't know how to fucking farm my own food. Like I'd be fucked. Like people are always like, I hope everything like falls apart, like mass like reset. I'm like, dude, like if I can't go to the grocery store, I'm gonna starve to death. And like I feel like it's gonna happen quickly. Like if there's like if a power outage with like no foreseeable return, like within 48 hours, I feel like people are gonna up the polls and just start killing each other. I think about that
Yeah,
shit all the time. I'm
yourself.
like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, TV
br-
makes it seem a lot more glamorous than it will be.
It does. I say the same thing every time people are like, oh, yeah, the apocalypse. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm like, dude, as
No,
soon
you're
as
not.
freaking Uber Eats stops delivering, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like what I mean, whenever you watch an apocalypse movie or something, if you just sit there and think like none of these characters have wiped their ass in like weeks,
Yeah.
that really makes you think. It's like, dude, these people are like squatting behind a trash can, taking a shit, wiping their ass with sticks. Like, I don't want to live like that. Fuck that.
So
Unless you're watching Pluribus. Have you guys seen Pluribus?
No, I need to watch
I need to
that
watch
shit.
that. I need to watch that. Yeah.
That shit's cool. Check it out.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, it sounds
that's
dope.
pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah. I'm kind of with you on that. I just like to take a shower, and I actually take prescription medicine. And so
Yeah.
even if I thought it would be cool, because like down with society, man, what am I going to do for blood pressure, man?
My doctor says I
Yeah.
can't have an apocalypse.
Yeah.
What's the
Can't do
other
an apocalypse. Nope. Got to have this blood pressure pill.
I got a
Sometimes I
doctor's
think
note.
though,
You guys are going to leave me out of this one.
sometimes I think I might be less stressed though. You know what I mean? If like I just didn't have to worry about like this machine that we
Yeah.
get caught in.
You just have to worry about food and water.
Just worry
Oh my-
about food. Just worry about water. I mean, you know, you're right. Maybe there goes peanut butter. I love peanut butter. But,
Yeah. You know what?
you know,
Maybe your
imagine,
blood
like-
pressure issue would go away.
That's
if
what
we
I'm
had
saying, right?
apocalypse.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, imagine getting the flu or like food poisoning. Like that'd be the end of you.
Yeah.
If you're Tylenol and you're like Pepto-Bismol's gone, like if you have diarrhea, it's just over for you.
yeah, diarrhea because you've been drinking dirty water.
Yeah.
Forget about it, man.
Yeah,
It's over.
exactly.
So
We've seen that play out.
yeah, no good. Live. So question 3. All right. Starting back, Malcolm. Would you rather live in a world without cars or a world without internet?
Probably without cars. I'm not a big car guy. Honestly, like the roads are one of my biggest fears too, so I'd be fine with like a walkable city. America's definitely not very walkable, but it works. It works in other places, so I'd be cool with that.
It's a fair answer.
Yeah.
Caden.
The Netherlands or Amsterdam, like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all just bikes, honestly.
Yeah, it's really just here. Anybody who comes here from anywhere else, you ask them like, hey, what was the first thing you noticed? They're like, you guys don't like to get out of your cars, do you?
Yeah.
Like, you guys drive just right up to the restaurant window and get your food.
Yeah.
Drive-throughs be hitting, man.
Yeah. So true though, man. And also, freaking cars kill more people than guns, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying? So, I
Scary.
mean, this is not a political statement. This is just to say they kill a lot of people too. And, we're not as afraid of them for some reason, but at the same time, if maybe they just didn't exist, a lot of people would live,
Yeah. I took it for granted. Like, I don't know, I did delivery driving for a bit, and I was like, whatever, driving, like, I don't really think about it. And then I got in an accident, and I got like smushed in between two cars and on a highway, and it was like I'm just gonna be cautious. Like, if I can avoid driving, I will, because uh, it's kind of horrifying. I know Denver's not too bad, but it can get crazy sometimes. So,
for
Definitely.
sure.
Yeah.
Well,
You
this
just
is
never know. So many other people on the road.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Caden. Internet or
I
cars?
I think honestly I'm choosing the world without internet just because I don't know. I hate all these things, all these like short, specifically the short video things like TikTok and Reels, and I just sit there for hours on my ass watching Instagram Reels, and then I realize I just spent my entire day, and if I like, it's an addiction, like I've tried to stop, and then I just go right back to it, and I feel like I just feel a lot more connected with people whenever I'm talking to them in person instead of on the internet. And I just think I would feel a lot more connected with everyone without it. I wouldn't be wasting near as much time as I do waste right now. And I'd still be able to drive to McDonald's and pick up my cheeseburgers.
Boom.
Yeah, man. Hey, that goes back to the live shows too, right? Why it's important to play them, man, because people want to hang. They want to watch the
Mhm.
music and chill. They want to see other people too. We can do it alone, but for some reason we just weren't designed to be on an island by ourselves,
Definitely.
Definitely.
All right. Keon.
Yeah, fuck cars. Those are going. Like, it's fine until the mechanic says you need new brake pads and rotors. And then you just start complaining, like, those people who are like, our infrastructure is too car based and whatever. Like, it's like whatever until you need like your transmission rebuilt. And then you're just like, yeah, we need more buses and trains, man. Our society is a mess. Yeah. But I think personally, I mean the internet, I definitely agree with Caden. I think, like with me, like, we're all like all of us in the band are kind of the same age, but like for me specifically, like since I'm 23, I didn't have a phone like an actual like smartphone until I was in high school. Just because also like my parents are like immigrant parents and they like don't believe in that shit anyways. So like I had a flip phone for the longest time. And like I was on the internet definitely, in middle school and stuff on my computer, but like it was just nowhere near as like addictive as it is now. Like back then, like I could choose if I wanted to watch a YouTube video, and the YouTube video would be like a 10-minute video. And I would sit there and see what the guy had to say, or a lot of like educational videos, like science videos, or like videos on how to play my instrument or whatever, like all that stuff. I would watch all that. But like now I can definitely see if I was like 14 years old and had a phone, like I'm not watching anything productive, dude. It's all going to be like a video of some like I don't know, it'd be like a video from China with like an AI voiceover where they're like cleaning stainless steel pots or something with like Subway Surfers or like Minecraft parkour going on the bottom. Just bullshit, Like I know that that's all I'd be watching if I was growing up today, and yeah, it's definitely bad. But I think
Carpet cleaning, bro. I could watch this dude clean carpet for hours.
I'm like,
It's
yeah, it's like
crazy.
5x speed. He's just like going back and forth on the. But yeah, no, I think the benefits of the internet still outweigh the negatives in terms of just the amount of stuff I've been able to learn and with trying to learn your instrument and being able to hear songs and look at tabs and tutorials and everything. It's just super useful if you know how to use it, but you gotta have self-control for sure.
For me, I'd say I would not want to live in a world without cars because, like, touring and shit and, like, getting around would be hard. We'd have to be, like, pulling all our gear by, like, horse and carriage and shit. It just wouldn't work. Um
We got horses, bro.
True. Yeah.
But,
Darn.
the internet nowadays, yeah, I just feel like it's a different beast. I feel like it's a CIA psyop to steal our attention and our, like, our cognitive function, and, like, so many people, like me as well, I just sit there and it just walks me in, like, I'll open my computer to do an assignment and then just boom, reels. Like, I'm watching some fucking dudes in India build, like, a pool, like, it's like, wow, this is fucking captivating because it's in, yeah, like 5 times speed. There's, like, pop-ups everywhere. Yeah, I just feel like it's, like,
Very,
that's
very dystopian.
yeah, it's gonna be like our cigarettes, I think, like, this generation, like, just short form media, it's gonna fuck us up. It is
So
fucking
that's funny you said that because I actually saw an article that said sitting down is this generation smoking.
yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Fair. Yeah, I can see that.
Sitting down is?
Yeah, just because sitting down all day and not getting any exercise or any kind of like, okay, not smoking, but like even with my son, I'm always like, dude, you can't just VR all day, man. I mean,
Hey, at least
it's
he's
cool.
standing.
He is standing, but so he's not, at least,
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
he is in VR.
Maybe he is, right? He's just sitting
He's
down
just
in
standing-
VR,
He's just
or
sitting on a couch somewhere
smoking
smoking a cigarette, virtual reality. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Oh
sure.
man, who knows? Who knows? I don't even see. It's just like this all day.
at least take up the real habit. But I'm too young.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, "What are you doing? You boxing?" He's like, "No, I'm playing basketball." And I'm like, "That don't look like no basketball I've ever seen before."
Looks like you're fighting an army of Kian's flies.
That's why I thought it was boxing or something,
Hell yeah.
Oh, so all right, cool. I'll be quiet, Brando.
You're good, Vin. All right. I was about to say episode 4. Question 4. What phrase or motto do you think best represents you, Malcolm?
I'm gonna say dedication and just passion to the process and just trusting the process really is probably the main one. Yeah.
All right.
Freaking A, dude,
Okay.
you're hired.
Hell yeah.
If that were an interview,
in.
I'd be like, I want to hire this guy.
I'm in, boys.
But he smokes a mean virtual reality cigarette. All right. Caden, what phrase or motto do you think best represents you?
I guess I don't know if I have a specific phrase, more just like an idea, but I always think that you just whatever you believe is what will come to you, and that positivity is so important. So if you sit there being negative all the time, like you're gonna bring that negativity to your life. But if you believe that it'll happen, it'll happen.
Hell yeah.
Said, speak it.
Love it. Positive vibes so far from first 2 answers. Like it. Good deal.
Totally.
Nice. I don't know if it's a phrase or a motto, but I would say just try to make it to the next day, just I don't know, just tomorrow, no matter how shitty things can be, like tomorrow can and almost always is better. And if it's not tomorrow, it's next week. And just there's really I feel like there's really no reason to just call it quits. I feel like there's always hope, you can always, you can always push through and make it. Just try to make it to tomorrow and things are going to get better.
There you go. To like to that sentiment, I have something I tell people at work all the time. It's like, man, today the day is only going to be as good as you make it. Right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
you got a shitty attitude and you have a shitty fucking day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I tell that to people at work too. I'm like, yeah, just come back tomorrow. just leave right now and stop talking to me and come back tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding.
Do over, man. I tell myself that some mornings. I'm like, all right, just go back home.
Yeah, for
Be
sure.
back in bed.
Yeah.
Try again. Go back to sleep. Wake up.
Damn it!
Try again.
Damn it! I opened my left eye first. I've got to go back to sleep. Try this again.
It's
Wait till
over.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I opened Instagram before I opened my eyes. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's some serious
All right.
muscle memory.
For
All right,
real.
Zane. What's your phrase or motto?
I don't think I have like one phrase, but just a belief I kind of try to remind myself is what like my thoughts will manifest. So if I'm just thinking negatively all the time, that's what I'm gonna see around me. So I just try to keep a clear head, be grateful for the many awesome things I have right in front of me. So yeah, I just try to not get lost in bullshit and remember that I'm lucky.
Hell yeah.
All right, love it.
Welcome to metal. Don't get lost in the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's so true, man. That's so true. Everybody can just show up, watch the show, enjoy, and be a part of each other's company. So, man, that's freaking awesome too. All of you guys had some pretty positive answers, and I love seeing it because all you read and all you see is how terrible things are out there. But whenever we always sit down and talk to each other, we remember why it's still good, you know? And
Right.
it's things like this. It's the music and it's the memories and it's the laughs. And you know, the good thing is we are happy to be a part of that. You guys are stuck with us forever now. So when you guys post something, we post something. And all that kind of stuff, man. So you know, we're looking forward to continuing to support you guys. Question 5. All right. So Malcolm, what is or was your favorite board game?
Ooh, I already got the answer. Definitely Dungeons and Dragons.
Heck yeah,
Big
man.
D&D guy here. Hell yeah.
D&D. Or do you have a
Success?
character?
I've one. Yeah, I'm with I'm doing one campaign with some friends, and then I'm also dungeon mastering for another one. So super fun. It's great, great time. Get together with some homies for a couple hours, and it's good. I like role playing stuff, so it's a fun game.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
I have never played it.
Really,
Yeah, never played it. Seen it and stuff, but no, that's cool. It's
a lot of
time
people.
consuming, right?
What's that?
Mm,
It takes a long time to play.
Yeah, I think our campaign I'm running as a player. It's been going for like 2 years now. So
That's crazy.
Hot
yeah,
dog.
That is crazy. I mean, it is like, you know, people talk about Risk being a long game. And then it's like, well, you hadn't played D&D. So like my son was really into D&D and wanted to do it. And, you know, me being the dad that I am, I don't have, you know, like 2 years to plan and manage a campaign. And he was so young. We started out with like the little plastic army men, and we would have a dice, and you'd roll the dice, and depending on what number you got on the dice, depending on like how many guys your guys could take out of the others and which of the other guys you could take out. So it's like you had points that you could
yeah,
use to take care of the other characters. And so it was like whoever took care of the other armies first, like got rid of all the other army first. And so you had some, you know, guys that were harder to kill than others. And then, so you had to keep track of all these characters. Like I had to do all this math of all of these different army men and how many like points they had left in their health. And it was always super
that's a
fun.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the only way I could manage it with him is because it was like still so much for me to keep up with, but we always had a blast. And then it got a little bit bigger and I helped him do a few little things, but we were always having fun. But he, I think, played a little bit more with his friends, but Dad couldn't
Yeah.
hang. Dad couldn't hang.
It's a lot, a lot of prepping, a lot of staying up all night writing, and yeah, especially if you're dungeon mastering, it's a lot, but I enjoy it for sure.
Keeps those creative juices flowing, though, right? You know, you're always like thinking of things and creating stuff. So I'm sure it makes it good whenever you get behind the kit too.
Yeah, Exactly.
It's not the same, but it is in a way, right? Because you're thinking, you're dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
All
Agreed.
right, Caden.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with really just like any trivia based board game, like Trivial Pursuit or whatever. Just because I'm really, really good at memorizing like random bullshit. I always remember all these stupid, dumb little facts. Every time I play it with any of my friends, they get really pissed off that like I'll remember like what game Nintendo released exactly in November 2nd in 1992, you know?
Nice.
Hell
That's
yeah.
good.
That's awesome.
That's really
Yeah.
cool. We're always playing it at our house too. My wife got another trivia game, and just before the show, she was reading off these trivia questions, and we were just having fun, while we were sitting around in the kitchen. So trivia is super, super fun. It's always a blast.
Sweet.
Keon?
Let's see. I'm torn between two. It's either Yahtzee or Monopoly. One of those two. They're different, and like honestly, to me, Yahtzee is like because it's like purely luck, chance based, sort of. I mean, there's a little bit of strategy, in like where you can put the points and stuff like that, but just that red cup with the dice, like the sound, that nostalgic, like bro, that's like that like cures all your stress and adult problems. You just like shake that cup and see where it goes. Um, Oh yeah, and then Monopoly, I don't know. I just like the little trinket like characters you pick. Like I'm always the thimble or the train, the little, like locomotive. Those are fun. I love it.
I always liked that too as a kid. Like all the pieces, I was like, they're metal. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
sick. Yeah, fuck it. The cash, getting the money out, like yeah,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's a long game. It's kind of tedious and it kind of does get boring if you keep playing it. But like they got so many variants of Monopoly now. With like
Yeah.
I remember one of my friends had the one where like everyone had a credit card instead of like money, and you had to like swipe it. It was the craziest shit ever. So
So
it's a
we would play fast versions of it whenever I was growing up, and
oh
there'd
yeah
be like, several of us playing, and we would just go ahead and deal out all the property cards. And I know that like kind of takes the fun out of it, but if you're trying to play it quick, you start out, everybody's
yeah
got property, and it's like luck of the draw, right? It's
yeah
just whatever you get, you get, and then
yeah.
then it's like a whole new game because you're trying to strategize with what you have, because you're
Um
like, oh crap, I got these
yeah
Marvin Gardens, you
yeah.
know?
I got We got like one of all the like poop colored properties or something like just
Yeah,
silver,
the
the brown, the
the
pink, whatever.
brown and the like crimson, or not crimson, but like the burgundy or whatever that
Yeah,
color is.
yeah, and then the other players got like all the greens and all the reds, and they're just gonna like steal all your money. Yeah, for sure.
Money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cool way to play. Yeah, I know there's one variant of the game that has that like speed die where like it's like if you land on like the Monopoly man, you just advance to the next unpurchased property. So like everyone can collect properties super quick, and then it comes down to just chance and like trying to avoid the landmines of
Building hotels, baby.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, all right, Zane. Board
Um,
games, bud.
yeah, I just say good old Monopoly. It weeds out the weak. That shit will destroy some relationships. But if they're still there by the end of the night, then that's you can stick around with them.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
that
like bonding and truth, right? You either got brotherhood or love, or
trauma
both.
bonding, yeah.
It's fun. It's fun when you're playing with friends too, because you can make some bullshit ass deals if you know how the other people play. Like if everyone's got $2,000 and you're sitting on a crisp like $50, your friends will be like, "Yo, I'll trade you like $200 for all your properties," or some bullshit like that, and like you can just fuck with each other. It's really funny.
And you're
You
like,
start guilt tripping.
okay. You're hanging on with your last $50,
Yeah.
hoping to God on your next roll
Yeah.
you don't have to pay any rent.
You're like, fuck that deal. I'm good with this 50. And then you land on someone's like waterworks and you're like, all right, it's over.
Ah. Is that deal still open?
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, hey, 5 questions, guys. Super silly, but
Hell
we
yeah.
just have fun with them, man. We
Yeah,
love
let's-
getting to know you guys just a little bit differently, and also, I like to say in every episode that whenever you guys are playing live, somebody at the show maybe caught this, maybe saw that you were into something they were into, maybe likes D&D, Malcolm, they're going to come up and have a convo with you at the merch table, because that's what it's freaking about, man.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I'm excited to hear what other bands have to say. Like I'll listen to some of the other episodes and see what the other bands' answers are, you know?
oh yeah, so we always do it after the song. So if you can, like, even if you're just fast forwarding till you find where the song's at, you'll know that the questions come after. And sometimes the gear talk, whenever we talk about gear and stuff, that'll go on a little bit after the song as well. But yeah, it's always kind of toward the end, man. So check it out. They're super fun. And Architectural Genocide, that one I think was the hardest laugh.
I lost my shit when I asked that question.
Yeah. Couldn't even get the questions out. We were laughing so hard, man, you know, and so always super fun. And, you know, really, Brando and I, that's why we call it a hangout. And like we said, you know, we're not here to interview you guys. We're here to hang out. And you're part of the family, and, you know, you don't get to choose your family. So you're stuck with us. You're stuck with us being a part of it, you know, like the weird uncles. But you know, like, here's the thing, those weird uncles, man, they're gonna support you, they're gonna root for you, be cheering for you, man, and we're gonna be there to you know, spread the musical love to everybody else, because everybody out there,
weird.
yeah, you never know. But guys, go check them out, man. Not just the demo that they put out originally, but also check out the split that they did with Resplendency. And you know, guys, I can't say enough. Everybody out there, you know, it's a mouthful, but don't forget consanguinity. And I think whenever I actually read or was looking up some of the pronunciations, there were some of them that were like consanguinity, you know, and so, and I was like, this is like the bog.
I was
You guys
just
are
gonna
like,
say, I think you mean consanguous sugar bog?
no, I was going to say, you guys are the sang. They're the bog. You're the sang.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The root words are the same.
Yeah, like
Love it.
It's water.
it's funny. I met like the girl I'm dating right now, my girlfriend. We've been dating for like 6-7 months or something, and like and yeah, when she came out, I met her at a show. It was at one of my shows, and she came up to the merch table. She's like, "I love consanguinity, man," and I was like, consanguinity? I don't even know. You just cut out all the letters or whatever. Or like people are like consanguinity or like
Interpretive reading.
yeah, just interpretive reading. I'm like, sound it out, syllables. You guys got it. But yeah, no. Yeah, we're super stoked to be on this podcast. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad like most of the band was able to get on too. So it's a ton of fun. We miss Chris. But yeah, definitely check us out if you're at Gulf Coast Death Fest. Check us out. We'll be playing on Saturday. We'd love to talk to anyone who comes up to us. And we're going on a little run after that. So if you're in any city in Texas, see if we're stopping by. If you're in Albuquerque, definitely check us out. And yeah, check out Colorado Death Metal. Like I said, Alistair Cowboy, Harvested, Angelic Desolation, Accustomed to Suffering, Backlip, Shock to Pieces, Weeping Isopropyl for sure.
Disgustingest.
Fear of Cassius, RV Bomb,
Thousand Angels.
yes,
Spoiler,
Disgustingest.
A lot.
Eagle and Balmy.
Check out everyone, and yeah, super stoked to see you guys at Gulf Coast.
Hell yeah, we'll see you there. And
Yeah,
just
so
for
awesome.
everyone's just to notify everybody, Zoomy, go ahead and post up right now tour flyer for these guys around the Gulf Coast Death Fest. So if they're coming near you, go check them out.
Fuck yeah.
Woo. Yeah, for sure, Brando. We'll get that info up. We'll also post as much as we can down in the description of the show, whether you're listening to it on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you go to check it out. Info should be there. Hopefully it'll link up like it's supposed to, and you can just click it, and it'll send you right to the spot. So, guys, like I said, man, we could talk for hours. I could talk for hours at least, man. I freaking love doing this. This is like, you know, the highlights of my weeks, my, you know, everything is just to get to sit down with you know, awesome bands and, you know, learn what it takes to make the sounds, man, because it's brutal and it bangs heads and we freaking love it. and the block is all about it. So I got nothing else, man. I'm going to let Brandon say his thank yous.
Thank you
Thank
for,
y'all for having
for
us.
joining us.
Thank
And
you.
looking forward to meeting you guys at Gulf Coast Death Fest.
Absolutely.
It's
Super
been a
stoked.
pleasure hanging out tonight. So it's great getting to know you.
Thanks,
For
guys.
sure. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Everybody else out there, Metal Block, over and out.
Peace.
Peace.
Thanks, y'all.
Later, y'all.